Alright, Shalom, back at you with another video. So it's going to be a spin-off from the previous video I did on the documentary Unsealed Files. Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. So before I go into the video, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Arakah Kodash, double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth. Sanitation to all the Akim, the Afwakim, and the Wafbanyan, that's the elect men, women and children that are obedient to the order, and the house of David. So yeah, this is a documentary that got quite a few of them, and you know, it puts you in that spirit. You know that we're getting closer to the end. Most High revealing himself for us via the angels, you know, what they're calling UNPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. So I'm just going to let it roll. If necessary, bring out 1 or 2 scripts.
South Australia, 1988. Faye Knowles and her 3 sons were driving across the vast Nullarbor Plain, a barren expanse on Australia's south coast. In the early morning of the 28th of January, they saw a strange light ahead. Catching up with it, they observed a small craft hovering over the road, moving back and forth. The Knowles cautiously passed the strange object and continued on their way. But it wasn't about to let them go so easily. Unsealed case file. The Nullarbor Plain incident. Looking in the rearview mirror, the family watched in terror as a strange craft followed them.
Yeah, so it's what they're calling, you know, a UNP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, is following this woman with her 3 children, and it's actually followed them. And it's you wait to see what happens.
It caught up and landed on the roof. The family was helpless as their car was lifted off the ground and dropped down, bursting one of its tyres. Fearing for their lives, they took cover in some nearby brush until the UFO had disappeared. Authorities later speculated that the mother of 3 had simply lost control of their car.
Right, so they're saying that they really just sort of like, you know, imagining it, or just lost control of their car and they was panicking, and they just made up a story. That's what the you know, the Sanhedrin are saying, the police are saying, the NYPD. That's what they're saying. They continue.
During a meteorite shower, but evidence from the car told another story.
Right, they're saying she was imagining it like as if it was some kind of meteorite shower. Hear that again?
Authorities later speculated that the mother of 3 had simply lost control of their car during a meteorite shower. But evidence from the car told another story. It was covered with dents and traces of a black, sooty substance. The Knowles encounter is just one of hundreds of reported...
Right, they've got demons there. So they were just driving along a quiet country road, and unidentified UNP caught up from behind them and landed on the car, lifted them up while they was in the car, dropped the car down on the ground, and there was a flat tire. So that's just part of the proof. And they got out of the car running, panicking, running for their lives in terror. They called the police. The police, Sanhedrin, said, oh, you went out of control. Maybe you bumped your head or something, you know, and it was a comic, a meteor shower from outer space. So we don't know. Unbeknown to us, there's a lot of these things taking place, and these are just 1 or 2 of the stories on this documentary. I'm just bringing it out.
It's just one of hundreds of reported UFO encounters in Australia's vast wilderness.
1 of hundreds of reported incidents in Australia's vast wilderness.
And the mystery doesn't end there. It is alleged that victims of alien abductions are almost all European in descent.
So those alien abductions are almost always European in descent, and maybe if they are people that seem to be of colour, maybe they're Tears. Wonder why.
Few are the
right, let's check this one out, because this is another interesting clip that I caught from this documentary. You know, very interesting to watch them.
Stephenville, Texas.
Right, this is another clip from this Unsealed Alien Files documentary.
On the 8th of January 2008, several eyewitnesses reported strange lights in the sky over the small town. But no one could have predicted the events that followed. Steve Allen was flying a small plane when he saw the same glowing orbs. They appeared to be flying in formation with a giant UFO.
Right, you know, giant UFO. What are they calling it?
Giant UFO. Allen estimated the ship was 1.5 miles long and 0.5 mile wide.
1.5 miles long and 0.5 mile long. That is one big...
A huge craft they called the mothership. Allen was shocked by the sighting, and he wasn't alone. Rick Sorrells was out hunting when he witnessed the same mothership above him. He described it as being made of smooth metal with strange markings along its hull, and he estimated its size as 3 football pitches long.
Right, if you was in the wilderness out there somewhere far on your own and you saw a ship around 3 football matches long, well, we would know what it is, but let's carry on.
Sorrells told the press, "I hope it's our military. If it's not ours, then we're in trouble."
Right, you hear that?
Sorrells told the press, "I hope it's our military. If it's not ours, then we're in trouble."
Right, got that right. So that's what they said when he told the press. He said that he hopes it's our military fooling around, because if it's not, we're in trouble. Right, man. We're going to get some scripts, you know. It just has to be a quick video because, you know, it's very interesting when you see what Esau's, you know, trying to do with his military, trying to build a military to fight, you know, Yahushua's military in effect. So, and what he just said there, he said that what he saw, about 1 mile long and about 0.5 mile wide, and the other guy who also witnessed the same chariot said it was about 3 football matches long. And he said if it's not our military, then we're in trouble. When they told the reports, when he put over his case to the press. The scripture to back that one up is Zechariah 5:3. It says, "Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side, according to it." Right. Who's the thief? Who's the one that stealeth? That's all those wicked people that had stole the children of Israel, and also everything that they own, you spoiled the children of Israel. Yeah, it says everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, and on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. Right, because we're not supposed to swear, you see, and that's something that Esau has in his you know, in his laws, in his courts, that you swear by the Bible, which is actually against Yahushua, actually against the order, against the laws. It says that according to everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, and on this side according to everyone that sweareth shall be cut off. Right, and this is what we see now, you see. And it goes on, it says, "And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter unto the house of the thief, and unto the house of him that sweareth falsely." Right, lying, you know what I mean? "By my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof." That's right. That's like we just saw that little incident, man, in that clip, the first clip, with that woman and her 3 children in her car. The chariot, you know, and they was terrified, followed them from a distance, caught up on them, landed on the car, lifted them up in the car, and dropped them. Boy, right. So this is something, as I said in the previous video, we're going to start to see these things more and more, because the Most High's angels have been just steadily observing what they're seeing down here on earth, manipulating the weathers, manipulating the seas, the waters, and the airs to bring judgment. And these are all signs of the last days. The tornadoes in Luxembourg, something like that is a very rare thing for that to happen in Germany. Tornadoes, now they're starting to see them in Europe, and also a lot of fatalities in Louisiana. Yeah, the floods in Louisiana. This is all the doing of the chariots via the angels that are inside the chariots, which are what you call black men, what people call today black men, and they're manipulating the weather, they're manipulating the air, causing all these hurricanes, tornadoes, storms, heat waves that are killing people. So now, as I'm gonna close out, I'm gonna read this again, because this really sums everything up. In Zechariah 5, it says, "Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. The chariot that 3 football matches long, or a mile long and half a mile wide." That's a big flying craft. This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone on who sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. And it will bring forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter unto the house of the thief. So why are we seeing so much more eyewitnesses slowly getting closer and closer, as this big, what they call the mothership, what we see here, getting closer and closer and closer? More incidents are taking place. Are they doing things? We just saw the previous clip. Yes, man. Interactive. They're becoming more and more interactive with mankind. And and it's something that I've always had an interest in, flying objects. When Star Wars came out, Star Wars, Star Trek, Buck Rogers, all these are things, when what they call Trekkies, Trekkies, to be interested in things that are out of this world, and up to this day I've still got my sports kites, the 2-string kites when you see over what people like to fly them, and they that's an interest that I've always had, so from paper planes to model planes, cardboard planes, model planes, and also the kites I used to like to make, and then progress from the 1-string kite to the 2-string kite, the pro kites, and then remember always dreaming about flying. So it seems to me the Most High is bringing a lot of things back to mind for the edification, and it's all in the scriptures. It's all in the scriptures. Lot himself, Enoch himself was taken, man. And let's get that scripture. Lord willing, when the chariots come, man, we're going to be in that number. That famous song, when the saints go marching in, we want to be in that number, man, when it's time. So Enoch was all, I'm just going to leave this scripture one more time, read it one more time, and that'll be the end of the video. It says, "Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it." Right. So I want to say all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. These things are happening. They're real. People choose not to believe these incidents, but there's going to be a time when it's going to be irrefutable and undeniable. So I want to say shalom. I'm out.